I'm most proud of the fact that our students are seen, our students are heard, and our system is really elevating to meet the needs of our students.
Big thanks to Practice Plan for allowing us to use their booth today. If you are needing revenue in quick and efficient manner, you need to reach out to Practice Plan. Easy, seamless facility rental. Thank you to John and the team for allowing us to be here. Welcome back to another episode of The Path Forward. We're here, TASA Midwinter 2025, Austin, Texas. I have a returning guest, one of my favorites, Innovator, Extraordinaire, and Superintendent, Channelview ISD, Dr. Tory Hill. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. So happy to be back, Dr. Fernandez.
You know where I'm going right out the gate, so you're gonna have to just give me, I saw what you're doing for some of your special education students, some of your medically fragile students. You're building, I don't want to steal it. You tell me, because I need to know.
You know, in Channelview ISD, we really are focused on ensuring that all of our students are empowered to thrive. And that's everything from, industry-based certifications for our students in CTE to those who are going off to college, 4-year degrees, 2-year degrees. But likewise, Empowered to Thrive also refers to students who are in special services programs,
Sure.
For those who need unique life skills and to ensure that they are ready when they leave us. And so we actually introduced this new innovative project called the Living Learning Lab. And it's a tiny home that was designed specifically for Channelview ISD that allows our students who are medically fragile, or those who have high needs, to be able to learn basic life skills in the tiny home setting.
Okay, so give me the genesis of this thing. How did you get there on this?
Yes,
this is genius, by the way. So tell me.
So I first and foremost, I believe in supporting the innovation and the innovative ideas of other individuals on the team. And we have been focused solely on this idea of Empowered to Thrive. And our special education director came forward with this idea around, finding a way to make certain that our special services students have a unique experience. And traditionally, we have provided this same educational experience, but in the classroom.
Right.
But it's sometimes challenging to teach a student how to cook in a classroom,
Right.
And then clean in a classroom, to wash clothes in a classroom. Why not just put them in a space that looks much like perhaps an apartment they may live in,
Right.
or their home, so that they can actually experience it from beginning to end in the space.
So essentially, you're giving them an avenue to self-sufficiency when they graduate.
That is correct. Our goal is to make certain that the students who have been identified for this special program will be able to live independently.
That's awesome. So, okay, I got to know, when you kind of let everybody know and made some of those announcements about this special access that the kids are going to get, what was the reaction?
I will tell you, the reaction was just unbelievable. The comments, the feedback, but I'll tell you, the most amazing feedback was from the partner who partnered with us to design this space. He had never seen it done before. And wanted to be a part of something innovative. I mean, the architect actually is one who designs tiny homes for individuals to live in all the time. But there are some additional requirements that come along with ADA and access and some of those components that are required in this space. But he was very excited about the opportunity to support students in a PK-12 setting. And so it was very rewarding to see another partner lock arms with Channelview ISD in support of our students.
Well, does it help that that's what your leadership and as a result the district are known for? Is it easier to have some of those conversations because you've got a track record to say, look, this was never done before either, and we did it. So we've got the chops, we've got the team, and we've got the will to execute this.
I believe that it's important that we operate in what I refer to as innovative bubbles. There are so many things that happen throughout the school year that are normal things that happen every single day. We have to repeat it all the time. But these innovative bubbles, and this is how I introduce the idea, is I say, hey, let's jump into an innovative bubble. Let's do something that's never been done. We know
Okay.
everything that has to happen at the school has to happen every year, but would you be willing to partner with me in this bubble? It's going to be a protected bubble. It may work, it may not. We know the traditional system has to roll, but let's just get in this bubble and see what we can do for kids. And when you introduce it that way, partners are more apt to say, yes, I'll do it. I'll try it.
I wish I would have had you yesterday because I was talking with a leadership cohort about innovation and what's the best way to like foster that and encourage it. And you, that's a genius concept of how, because it creates a safe space, right? You made me feel good about, I'm gonna step out of what's normal and we're gonna take some risk over here. And if it don't go well, we're in a protected space. I love that concept.
Yes. And if it goes well, you bring it back into the system. So the bubble just comes back down into the system and permeates throughout the system. So you've got to create these opportunities to say, we're going to do things as we normally do. So we're going to create this safety for those who may be afraid of innovation. And then we'll jump into this bubble, try something different while everyone else is doing their normal day-to-day routine. And if we learn from it, if it works, then we bring it back into the system and then we take it to scale. And that's really been our partnership model as well.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, y'all are known for creativity and innovation, and really not for, what I love about it, it's not for the sake of having a shiny new thing, right? It's directly going to student outcomes. What were the parents' reaction of the students that are going to have access to the home?
You know, the parents are just over the moon. I'll tell you, I really wish that you could interview or have a conversation with some of the parents who said, thank you for not forgetting about my child. Thank you for seeing my student as part of the Empowered to Thrive movement. They are just elated about what their students will experience and the fact that we want to ensure that they are ready to live independently. And so it's been very rewarding and refreshing to see the entire team, parents and staff, uniting to support our students.
And we've been in those meetings, right, with parents, and they're trying to work through what that next step for a student is, particularly one it's going to have some trouble being independent, and that's some of the most heartbreaking conversations that you have with parents, and particularly when you're trying to find resources, and it's hard for workforce or to help supplement the things that schools are doing, and to have the ability to not shut the door on just independent living and not only freedom for the student but relief from the parent. I can't imagine like what that would feel for a parent that's now getting access for their child. I would guess that there's probably a few tears shed during that time, because as I was seeing it and thinking through it and then reminiscing on all of the special education conversations or the life skills that I knew we didn't have a way to, I was hurting because I couldn't solve. You know what I mean? And you've probably had some of those too, somewhere in your career where you just like, I don't have an answer for this.
And that's where I feel like we are really going into those areas where we feel like there's the answer for this is going to be challenging.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we shy away from it. We perhaps maybe expand our partnership circle and figure out how to crack the code to meet the needs of our students. And this is just one of several projects that we're doing to support our students.
You got something that you're going to share that's
So we've actually rolled out two components. Another component is we've entered into a partnership with the Houston Food Bank.
Okay.
And we have a team of students who actually are transported to the Houston Food Bank each day. Again, students who are special services students who will need fundamental skills to go out and get a basic level job.
Yep.
And so our students actually are housed at the Houston Food Bank all day, every day. Their classroom is at the Houston Food Bank. And so what they do is they have their learning component in the classroom, and then they also have their work work-based learning component where they're working in the in the food line, helping
Right.
individuals prepare food, also serve food. They take care of all the vending machines. So they're stocking vending machines, keeping inventory on vending machines, taking money out of vending machines. And again, those basic skills that many of our special services students will need to be able to get their own job,
Yeah.
provide for themselves, and then likewise the independent living skills that they'll need to be able to to support themselves as they grow older. And so those two working together really.
You got like an ecosystem to help that independence and that self-sustaining avenue for the kids.
Our goal is all kids.
Yeah, everybody says that, but I don't know that everybody executes on that. You know what I mean? So that's a different level of, and I commend you for it. And that's why I always enjoy talking to you to hear, because I know I'm gonna learn something, and I know I'm gonna be thinking about how to do things differently as a result of the conversation. Here's the question I've been struggling with. How do you take what you do, and I know you've got a great team and the ideas come from different places, but how do you train leaders who are going to need that type of skill set to sit in the seat of superintendent? How do we get more of that infused to our next generation of school leaders?
I think the key is making certain that we continue to surround ourselves with individuals who are forward-thinking, innovative leaders. And that's as superintendents, circle of superintendents who are thinking along those same lines,
Sure.
but likewise, those individuals who are part of the team around us. Honestly, I've learned over time to hire well and get out of the way. I mentioned, I'm telling the story today of the special ed project, but Dr. Ryan Willer, who is our executive director of special education, and our assistant superintendent, Lakeisha LeBlanc, those individuals really were given the autonomy to think outside the box to bring this to life. And if superintendents will remain comfortable with hiring strong, getting out of the way, I think we're going to continue to elevate, and the next level of leaders will do much more than we're doing today.
So you've got a thriving CTE program. You've got a robust district that's partnering with a variety of folks, and you have students, correct me if I'm wrong, are now flocking to Channelview ISD. What are you most proud of in this moment, 2025?
In 2025, I'm most proud of the fact that our students are seen, our students are heard, and our system is really elevating to meet the needs of our students. I'm very, very proud of that. And that's everything from the Voice Student Roundtable and having conversations with those students to our CT students, and you've had conversations with them.
Yes.
And the work that they're doing, to our debate students who've made it to nationals. Our students are shining on all fronts. And that's because we have stopped to listen to the voice of the end user. And I say this often in our organization. I know no organization that can survive without listening to the voice of the end user. And I'm very proud that we are in a space where we're really focused on what are their needs and how do we personalize the learning experience to meet their individual needs.
Do you believe that in this period of our educational history for Texas and finances and all of the things that are going to be barriers for the foreseeable future, do you feel that that innovation is one of those skill sets that's a must, not only for the superintendent, but really for leadership, and even, I would say, even for board members to have a spirit of innovation and creativity and outside of the box thinking? Do you think that we're at a point where that's almost the necessity now?
It was a necessity 5 years ago.
You're absolutely.
And we're now at a state where we see how important that was even 5 years ago for us. I believe that, if we're not looking ahead, then we will definitely fall behind. And so we're at a point now where um, education, the state of education, is more competitive than it's ever been.
Yes.
And we have got to make certain that we are thinking outside the box, creating new programs, but likewise making certain that we are meeting the needs of our students. We no longer will every student in your community attend your schools. So it is incumbent upon us to think through what is our learning model, what do we offer,
Mm-hmm.
and how do we make certain that that learning model is speaking to students in today's era. And that's a requirement. It was a requirement 5 years ago.
You're
I
right.
think we're now at the point where it's an absolute necessity, and if we don't do it, we won't survive.
You're 100% right. I could not agree with you more. That we're at a cliff, and we're either going to innovate and quit worrying about the things we don't control, or you're going to see your kids go elsewhere, and that's just the truth of the matter. If you had a piece of advice, new superintendent that's starting now in this era, first best step that they need to start doing.
First best step is to really do some deep soul searching about what's important to you as a leader.
Okay.
Learn to really manage self and become one with self. Because when the rubber hits the road, it's those core beliefs and core values that will push you through to accomplish the vision of the district, the mission of the board of trustees, the needs of the community. And so you have to know who you are. And when you're comfortable with who you are, you're able to lead with more authenticity and likewise able to push through when times get hard. And so I've learned over the years to become one with self so that I might be a better leader. And if I knew that back then, I think I would have been a much better leader when I got started in the seat.
I think those are very wise words. And as you're talking about that, you're right. You got to know who you are and what you're about, because that's going to come out whether you try to hide it or not. And so lean into what you're passionate about. And if sometimes it's the right fit for district, sometimes not so much.
Mm-hmm.
But I am just in awe in what your short amount of time, what you've been able to do in a district that's literally next door to my home. My grandmother still lives right there in Cloverleaf.
Wow.
And we go, and I have been. Your kids blew me away of how articulate they were, how prepared they were, how serious, and I was less serious than they were. And just if businesses aren't taking a look at that and saying, oh, public schools is our pathway. Public schools are our pipeline to workforce and to employment. Channelview is a place to be. We need to be investing in that pipeline. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else y'all come up with. And I'm always, when you tweet something, I'm always like, what? I'm just checking back. Sometimes it's just, hey, great game, but I'm just checking just to make sure you ain't slipping something by me, because I'm always want to know, how did you make that happen? And I want to be able to share your Channelview story, your story, because it's good for all of us to hear. There's ways. You just gotta get outside your comfort zone to be able to do that.
Well, stay tuned to the channel.
You got some stuff?
I'll have another view for you.
When you go? I'm gonna pitch this to you now. At some point we got to co-host some innovation podcasting. We got to go. I'll go find it. So I know you got things to do. I know that, but I'd love for you to come on and let's talk innovation with different leaders, not only around the state but around the country.
I would love to do that.
I'm signing you up, because I'm fortunate to get to see schools across the country, and I'm always just blown away how people do school, how they view it, how they're innovating back and forth. I think there's a lot there that we can bring to the rest of the country. So congratulations. And I'm very thankful for your school board, because they saw something, they acted on it, and you got a leader in there that's knocking it out of the park for your kids. So I'm appreciative, because that's part of my home.
Yes.
It means a lot to me. It means a lot to see that the kids are doing well, and that the district is thriving, and that kids are coming to the district because of what y'all have created there. So thank you for that. And when you have a rock star, you make sure they have what they need. You make sure you don't lose your MVP quarterback for some silly reason. And I'm not trying to embarrass you, but when you have a great leader, you figure out a way to keep that great leader and do what it takes. And that would be my only advice to any school board out there. They're hard to come by.
Yes. Well, I'm honored and honored to be here and honored to serve the students of Channelview. I love what I do. I love my board. I love our students. I love our community. And that's the fuel that drives me every day. I love it.
Thank you so much. You're going to co-host. You heard it here first. I got me a new co-host. If you like what you saw and heard, hit the like, subscribe, share. And if you're looking for workforce, you need to check out Channelview ISD. Great kids, great district. They're ready to go. Hire them. See you next time on The Path Forward.